Okay, so let's make a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have on AUD USD. Now, starting here on the monthly time frame, we have a market which at the moment is testing an extremely strong monthly supply area. In fact, from here the market started all this move to the downside, and currently we're testing exactly the same supply, from which there is easily the possibility to see the market provide a rejection to the downside. So at the moment, here on the monthly, everything seems quite bearish, and there is definitely the possibility to see the market provide another rejection to the downside. Going down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now here on the weekly, we can see that at the moment the supply that we're testing is very strong. In fact, from here the market started this move to the downside, fake breakout to the upside, break back down, the market went for a retest and respected its zone as resistance once again. And currently we are about to test once again this extremely strong supply and resistance, and there is definitely the possibility to see this market provide a rejection to the downside. We can also notice how at the moment we are testing a quite strong dynamic resistance area. In fact, we had this trend line which the market was respecting multiple times, and currently we have broken it to the downside and we are currently retesting it as again resistance. So we can expect the market to provide a rejection to the downside, considering that inside of this area we have a strong confluence of resistance coming from this horizontal structure resistance and this dynamic resistance here, from which we do expect the market to provide a rejection to the downside. Going down on the daily time frame, what do we have? Now here on the daily, we can see how at the moment the market is starting to provide a W formation, which could easily become an overextended W formation. Now, generally speaking, after the creation of a W, what you want to see is the market provide a move to the downside to complete the pattern at the previous resistance turn support. So here on the daily time frame, we do expect the market to provide a nice move to the downside to complete the pattern at this previous resistance turned support. Now, if we go and see what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds are currently doing in the market, what we can see is that with the last reports on the AUD, hedge funds have been decreasing their net positions. In fact, we went from having 12.2k net positions all the way down to having 1.8k net positions. So overall, the AUD is getting quite weak, reaching 58.5k short positions and 56.7k longs. So AUD is getting weak, and we can expect this market to provide a nice move to the downside to complete the pattern itself at the previous resistance, now a turn support, which is our first downside target, because clearly we went from having more longs than shorts to having more shorts than longs from an institutional perspective on AUD USD. So how we will be approaching this potential shorting opportunity with students? Now, as usual, we will be reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily time frames, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. But when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the 4-hour and the other intraday time frames. So with students, what we will be doing is monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective and lower during this move to the upside. And we will be waiting for the market to shift from a 4-hour and lower bullish market as we have right now to a 4-hour and lower bearish market. And as soon as the market will shift from a bullish to a bearish market, at that point we will be adding AUD USD to our watch list with students, and as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the downside and for the market to complete the pattern at the previous resistance, not turn support here from a daily perspective. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis education and update, make sure that you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. You can also comment below and let me know which pairs you would like me to cover in my next videos, and I will see you in my next breakdown.